Well, me and Jessica, we first met sometime in middle school. I can't really say the exact, if it was sixth or I think it was in seventh grade when we first started, maybe met for the first time.
I remember first meeting Erin sometime in middle school at my parents' church.
It was through her cousin, which was the drummer in the band I was in, and I saw her sometimes at his house, or I went with him to their church. She was there, but we really didn't talk much in middle school.
I remember him being kind of shy, not really talking much, which is why we never talked much in middle school. I was more outgoing and he was more shy. I thought he was kind of a dork, kind of geeky, because he wouldn't talk as much.
Like sophomore year in high school, when we started getting to know each other a little better, I had her in a biology class, and
I couldn't see the board and I had asked what it said, and he said some kind of remark to me saying, well, you need to get glasses or something. And so I finally went and got glasses the next few weeks and was able to read the board.
Really, we didn't become good friends until senior year.
We had the same friends, so
we started hanging out in groups, mainly like some of her friends and my friends. We all hang out.
We talked a whole lot, we hung out a lot, we went to Chattanooga a lot. I dated his best man.
I actually dated a couple of her friends. She wound up dating like one or two of my friends, and it was just funny. We were always around each other, but we never dated each other.
And I was hoping around prom that he might ask me to go, but he didn't.
Finally, we started dating first year of college. That semester, but before we started dating that December, that semester we started hanging out a little bit more, even more. And I remember one specific time was me and her were supposed to hang out, or me and my friend was supposed to hang out with one of her friends.
I had came home from West Georgia, and my mom kept telling me, you need to date him, he's so cute. And I thought, well, no, that's not gonna happen, because he was one of my best friends. And one of the nights we had met some people because we were gonna go to the movies, and my friend at the time bailed.
So it was just us three. I remember, kind of thinking at that time how cool it would have been, maybe if it would have been just me and her, because it's kind of weird having two guys and a girl there.
I thought, well, it'd be cool if it was just me and him, but it wasn't. It was one of his friends as well. We had a good time, and then I came home and I was excited because I thought he was really cool, and we might have fun if we were together, but I didn't think it would be a long-term thing like it is now.
It went well, and finally we started dating in December.
So in December, when he first asked me out, I was really excited, and he was almost as excited as I was. He asked me out when he came to West Georgia.
Our first date was December, we started going out December 9th, 2005. So our first date was probably that next weekend. I don't remember the exact date.
I came home for Christmas break from West Georgia, and he told me he would take me to see the lights at Rock City. We
went to Rock City, and it was extremely cold. It's pretty cold right now, but it was extremely cold. It was almost unbearable. It was like I was wearing two jackets, so was she,
It was so cold that I couldn't hardly stand it. And we had so many jackets on and gloves, and I think I tripped over something, but it was probably just because I was so cold I couldn't stand it.
It was real pretty at Rock City, but we just, it was kind of just one of those times you want to hurry and get out of there because it's so cold.
We had talked about getting married ever since we started dating. Call me crazy, but I knew he was the one. I think we started dating around December. That January, February, I knew I wanted to marry him. So of course I expected it around then, even though we were young and not really sure what was gonna happen. So about 2 years later, it was Easter weekend, and I knew around that time he had went to get me a ring because I had already picked it out. But he actually picked it out, and then I said what I wanted, and he did good.
We went to up to Gatlinburg that day in Pigeon Forge and started hanging out. It was on March 21st.
And that weekend we went up. He was acting strange all day. He would just look at me funny. He would look around at places like, I wonder where I could do it at. But of course he didn't think that I knew, but of course I did.
I remember I had the ring in my pocket of my jacket all day. It was, and you know, so it's kind of bulging out. So I was kind of, you know, nervous, thinking, I hope if she hugged me or something, it's like, please don't feel it. And
I did not know that it was in his jacket, but I knew it was somewhere. I thought it was maybe in the car, even though we drove my car. I didn't really know, but I remember we got in the car that morning, and I kept looking around. I'd look in his pants pockets, into his jacket, but I didn't see anything. So I thought, well, this is not going to be a fun trip.
like we got there that day, you know, pretty early. I think it was probably around noontime or something. And I didn't really know, I didn't have a plan. I just knew I wanted to do it then. And I carried it around with me all day, waiting for the perfect time for something for it to come up.
We first went to Apple Barn for lunch. We had some fun, took some pictures. We went to Gatlinburg, and then we went back to Pigeon Forge to shop. He said, let's go back to Gatlinburg. Let's go walk around. I said, okay, and we did. And before we had went ice skating at the top of Over, and that was fun. And I thought, well, maybe he could do it while we were ice skating, but he didn't. But ice skating was a lot of fun because I got to see that I was able to ice skate, but he wasn't.
At night, about 9 o'clock probably, we were getting ready to head back because it was about a 2-hour trip back. So I was like, well, we need to head back. And I was thinking, is this, you know, am I going to be able to do it today or what?
I got kind of discouraged because nothing had happened yet. And then finally he said, let's walk over here. No, let's walk over here. So he'd keep changing his mind. Well, we'll go over here. No, let's just go over here. So finally we went back to where he wanted to go, the Village, which was one of my favorite spots.
We were in this little park called the Village, a little section of Gatlinburg where it had like a little shop. It's kind of made to look like, had cobblestone streets, kind of made to look like a, I don't know, a German village or something. Anyway.
We were hanging around where the big fountain is, and he said, well, let's go back here. There's not a lot of people back here. And I said, well, okay. Kind of going along with what he was saying.
It's right at the very end. There's a lot of people around, but at the back there was this one little bench and a pretty like little lamppost light beside it. And I thought, you know, this would be a good point.
So we went back there and we were kind of talking, and then maybe he said, look at that dog, or I don't remember what happened. And I turned around.
And while she was turning around, I got down on one knee, and then when she turned back around, I asked her, you know, I said, you know, will you marry me? And
I was so excited, I cried, and I couldn't catch my breath or anything.
She started having kind of a panic attack almost. She started, you know, of course, bawling, you know, tears of joy, I hope, you know, and no, it was. And she was just, you know, starting to struggle for breath. And I was like, okay, calm down, calm down. I got her down on the bench, sat there, you know, hugged her, and you know, she just got overwhelmed with excitement.
When I get too excited, I kind of have panic attacks, and I was really excited, even though I knew it was coming. But to know that he had finally asked me meant so much to me. So.